Welcome back to the Master Your Money podcast with your host, me, Marini Jackson, your guide to mastering credit, building wealth, and creating financial freedom. Let's dive into today's episode. So, what we're going to talk about today is multiple streams of income, how to begin diversifying your money. Now, this is definitely something where a lot of people, they think of the scripture in the Bible where it talks about in Ecclesiastes that you should have 7 or 8 streams of income because you never know when one is going to go up and another is going to go down. And this is definitely very true in this economy, but any economy that we are in. Now, I do have my notes here to the side, so if you see me looking to the side, that's why I have my notes, but we do have a few things to talk about. So grab your pen and paper. And when you start talking about diversifying your income, you first want to make sure you have at least one stable stream. That stream can be your job or your business. So whatever it is, or if you're retired, whatever retirement income. So you want to at least have one stable stream. That's the primary way that you're paying your bills. Do not disrupt this. I know we are living in a culture where some people may say they want to quit their jobs, things of that nature. If that is your primary stream, again, do not disrupt that stream of income. The second thing you want to do is add one active stream of income. And that's something skill-based, that can be something digital as well. And when I mean skill-based, if you have a skill such as editing, proofreading, if you are great at administration and you can be a virtual assistant for someone, this is an example of a skill-based stream. Or digital, if you have digital products, I know people who have written books, who've written guides, who've written templates, planners, things of that nature. And some people, they sell their actual book, or others, they may have a template that you can purchase online. And with those downloadable templates, that's something that person created one time, but each time someone purchases that item, they're making additional residual income off of that one product, one idea, one service. Make it once or create it once and service many with that particular product. So once you have that other active stream going, for instance, I'll give an example. If you are working a job, and a lot of people begin with working a job, that is not an issue. Some people resent their W-2, or they call it a W-2 job, and I'm working this on the side. These are things that I hear people say all the time. And number one, be thankful that you do have that primary source of income, because there are many people who do not have that. So always be grateful and thankful, no matter if you're not in your ideal working environment. Definitely be thankful, grateful, and appreciative to God for that income. Remember, God is your source, but He's giving you that job, that stream, as a resource, and what you do with it is definitely up to you. And once again, so don't disrupt that primary stream. Add that second stream, and then you want to layer on one passive stream. And that can be something like savings interest, dividends if you have stocks, or as I mentioned, digital products. Going back to the active stream briefly, with the active stream, things like blogging, YouTubing, those are things that people do. And some people, they just simply want to share the information that they have, but others, they're very intentional on starting a channel, starting a page, starting a blog, and actively growing that. And whatever platform they're using, many platforms do have programs for creators where they can get compensated because they have a certain number of clicks or views, things of that nature. So that's about the active digital stream. But back to layering your passive income stream. When I'm talking about savings interest, this is interest that you have from things like a high yield savings account. And if you have your savings account in a traditional bank, you're not getting a lot of interest. It might be 0.002% interest, which may be, if you look in your savings account, you'll see your withdrawals, you'll see any deposits, and then you'll see interest. And if it's like 2 cents, 5 cents, that's telling you how much interest you're getting. The difference with a high yield savings account, it can be 3%, 4%, things of that nature. Some people even get CDs or money market accounts. And with these are interest bearing accounts where you're getting savings which are higher than a traditional savings account on your money that you have deposited. And it can vary. With some accounts, you will notice with a high yield savings account that with the higher deposit or higher account balance, you'll see a larger, of course, interest amount of dollars you're getting in interest. But I do highly encourage you to start a high yield savings account. So the next thing you want to do is you want to reinvest the money that you're getting. So I just spoke about the high yield savings account with the interest that you get from accounts such as a high yield savings account. For instance, if you have an account that's giving you 4% interest per year and you have $1,000 balance, I think that's what, $40. I may have the math wrong, but someone please let me know in the comments. But if you are getting that interest back, don't take that money out and say, oh, well, I'm going to spend it. This is free money. Yes, it's free money, but you want to use it to your advantage. So reinvest that money. Don't change your lifestyle. One thing people commonly do when they earn additional income, there's a term which is called lifestyle creep. And with lifestyle creep, essentially that person, they're making more money, things that they probably couldn't afford or wants needs that they previously had. Now that they have those additional funds, some people say, well, because I now can afford to do or have this item, I'm going to go have these things. And what some people find out is that their tax bracket changed, but their mentality did not. Their relationship with money did not change. So it's important that you don't change your lifestyle. Don't all of a sudden go out and buy like these lavish, expensive items if you still know that you have some financial goals you're looking to reach. So with that new income that you're getting, you want to do things such as paying off debts. You want to have investments as well. And then also with your skill or your digital products, that can become a business. It doesn't just have to be and I say that with quotes, be a side hustle. It can definitely turn into a business and a profitable business at that. So you want to ensure that you're doing those things. So I'm going through my notes as you see. We're going to get into exactly how to start some of these things. So I mentioned the high yield savings. So this is definitely a foundational income stream. So this can be with your high yield savings account. you can actually start an account and say this will be my emergency fund. And that's a great way that as you're adding money to that fund, that you know that it's building money as well. And you don't have to get just one high yield savings account. You can say this is my emergency fund, or I'm saving for this particular short-term goal. For instance, if you're saying, well, I know in a year or two I have to get a new car, or I have to buy furniture, tires, whatever the case may be, you can definitely, with those funds, allocate the interest to make sure that you're building quicker. So this is the safest income stream, and it builds your discipline. And you can simply go online, research various companies or various banks to find out more about high yield savings accounts, and also their interest rates, if there are any required deposit requirements. Some banks may require a certain dollar amount for you to get to open the account. Others, you may not need any money to get started, and you would simply make deposits into that account. And an easy thing to do is to automate those deposits you're making. And it doesn't matter if you have to start small. You may say, I'm looking at my budget, I'm looking at my paycheck, I can only afford $20 a week. If that's where you are, that's where you are. Go ahead and open that high yield savings account, automate your deposits as direct or as deposits in that account directly from your pay, and then treat this like a bonus for yourself. It's not spending money. So at the end of a year, and when you see that you've had a certain, again, as you see you've had a certain amount of interest, it's not extra cash just to go have a shopping spree. Now, this definitely will not make you rich. It's not for that, but it's protecting you as you're starting to build out some of your higher earning income streams. So we briefly talked about the freelance or skill-based income, and with that, you're getting paid for something you already know. One of my sisters, she is great at taxes. She used to work for I think two national tax firms or tax companies. So during the tax season, she had people who would call her, things of that nature, and she would just tell them, hey, I'm at this office, please come see me. And now that she's not working for those offices, she definitely has a skill that she can use to earn additional income. So one thing you want to do is identify what that skill or what skills you have. That can be writing, that can be bookkeeping, design, tutoring, and admin support, as I said, coaching, dog walking, whatever. So start out by writing out 3 skills that you've used at work, at church, or volunteering. And notice what I'm teaching you is how to transfer what you've done already, the skills you learned. It doesn't matter about the experience at that workplace or in that, church environment or volunteer environment. Write down the skills, things that you know that you're great at, and then create one, just start out with one thing that you can offer. And then there are platforms such as Upwork, Fiverr, or you can directly reach out to people to let them know about your services. Now, I personally love Fiverr. I'm not a contractor on Fiverr, but I know I have reached out to people to have different services done for my business on Fiverr. Things such as optimizing some of my documents so that it has specific items that I want, drop downs, extensive formulas, things of that nature. So all kinds of skills that you may have, you can definitely market those on platforms such as Upwork and Fiverr. Also, with the digital products, and again, I'm looking at my notes, you want something that's going to be low cost, something that you can scale. So I mentioned earlier about things like templates or checklists, planners. Also, if you have short courses, I know recently I can't remember where I was, but I was somewhere and someone's like, gosh, I really wish I knew someone who knew how to sew, or I really wish I knew uh, how to hem or take up my pants. So that's how a lot of the older people would say, take up my pants, hem them, or, tailoring, that's the word that I was looking for. So these are skills that people would want. And you can offer that skill in an ebook. You can do a checklist. You can even do courses. There are websites such as Coursera, and I can't think of any more at the moment, but there are sites where you can create content. You can create short courses that people can take, and you charge a fee for those courses, and then go from there. So what you're doing, of course, is you're identifying a problem that you can solve. Like, hey, you want to learn how to make the best pound cake? Watch this video, or take my course on how to take one recipe and make 5 cakes. I'm using that as an example, but you can do things like that. Give people insider tips, pro tips that they may not hear other places. You can identify things that you've solved, such as budgeting, helping people with credit, how to organize their home, their office, you name it. You can create a PDF if it's something like a checklist and something they can download, and you can create it on sources such as Canva. You can sell things on and you can also sell it on platforms such as Etsy, Gumroad, or even your own link on your website. So your testimony definitely can become someone else's breakthrough, and it can also become a stream of income for you. So also, another income stream is dividend paying investments. So this would be things such as stocks that you already own, or owning stocks, or having funds that pay you regularly. And if you're not familiar with using stocks, this is definitely not something to be afraid of. You can open up a brokerage account yourself with companies such as Charles Schwab, Fidelity, E-Trade, etc. And you can start with a dividend ETF, exchange traded fund, or what's called a blue chip stock. And you can reinvest those dividends automatically. I know I personally have some stocks that pay dividends, and instead of me, taking that money out, as I mentioned, even with the high yield savings, I just reinvest that dividend into that stock. So I'm not tempted to try to, you know, touch that money basically. So start small, and be consistent as well. This is something you can also set up automatic drafts from your bank account, and that can fund your brokerage account so that you can begin investing. And this is a long-term stream. It's not quick cash. Now, I personally can say I looked at one of a brokerage account I opened on my own. I already had a relationship with that particular company because of I started with my employer many years ago, when they offered the 401k and things of that nature. I had already had that account with that employer. So for me, it was just easy just to go into my app and open up an individual account so that I can begin, purchasing stocks and ETFs and things of that nature. So think of with stocks and ETFs that's a long game. This is not something that you're necessarily wanting to pull that money out. And the final one I'm going to talk about today is content. You have tons of content that you can monetize. You can do things like have a podcast, a blog, or even start your own YouTube channel, as I mentioned before. And you can earn income through your ads, through sponsorships, or affiliate marketing. If you've ever watched someone's YouTube video and they are telling you, click the link below, or these are the products that I use to create this beautiful face, and I am totally I love how people do on the videos, but they'll say this is what I use, or these are the clothes that I've worn in this video, or the products that I use to make my cake, or things of that nature. And they're telling you to click the link or go to my Amazon store, etc. These are ways that they're monetizing their channel or their page so that they are getting some type of income. Oh, and I got a bonus one. They're getting some type of income through ads, but they may also be sponsors and or affiliates as well. So pick one platform. Don't try to do too much. Don't try to do everything all at once. And share helpful and consistent content. Schedule it out if you need to. If you need to create content, and then whatever cadence you're sharing that. I've seen a lot of YouTubers whose channels I follow, and they say, well, every Friday, come back every Friday for tips on whatever topic they're talking about. And then sometimes, even for them, that gets a little lifing going on, and they may say, hey, I'm sorry, I haven't been here. This is what's been going on. So, great way to make income. So you want to monetize after you build trust and you build that audience. And you don't necessarily need to go viral with all of your content. You do need to have some valuable content. So you want to have quality content. And I know some people say quantity as well, but definitely have quality content that you're providing with your audience. And the bonus that I said I was going to share, and I briefly mentioned it, was affiliate marketing. So as I mentioned, when people are saying, oh, try this to get this beautiful makeup look, click the link below to see the products. They are getting commissions by recommending items, products, or services, and you can do the same as well. I know content creators who may get products directly from particular companies, and because the company may have seen their content and know they have a wide reach with their audience, so they may give them, if they're a cook, for instance, they may say, we would love for you to use our cookware, and that person will get a commission by however many clicks come to that particular company's website from that person's YouTube channel, for instance. So you can join affiliate programs. Amazon has them. A lot of financial tools have them. Books, you can share links through your social media. You can share it on your blog. If you have emails, you can share it that way. And also be transparent and authentic. Never lie and just say, oh wow, I love this product, and it's something that you think is not great. But definitely be authentic. Like for me, I'm going to grab it right now. This is my Stanley cup. I have had this maybe a year or so, and I thought it was like, okay, it's an overpriced insulated cup. But for me, I love my Stanley cup. I take it pretty much everywhere, and when I leave it, I've left it at the gym. I've been devastated. I've like literally called the gym back and said, "Hey, is my blue Stanley cup with the little flower on the straw, is it still there?" And they'll say, "Yes, Marini, it's still here. I'll make sure it's in a safe place when you can get it tomorrow." And I'm like, "Oh, thank you." But some people have products that they absolutely love. So for me, I love my cup. It holds a lot of water, holds my ice, keeps my drink cool, things of that nature. Has a good handle. So people will do the same thing with things that they love. They'll tell you, I love I love my gym shorts. I don't get any chafing, it doesn't roll down. I can go through the whole workout and I'm not sweating a lot. It pulls the moisture. Just giving that as an example. And they may say, go to my website and see my favorite products that I use. And you know, it's something that helps people. Some people may have a problem with their gym shorts rolling down, but because they know, like, and trust you, they're going to go to your site and see your favorite gym products that you use. Well, if I had one, a site that talked about gym stuff, I would say definitely a good insulated cup. That's just me. But that's basically what some people do to earn income through the affiliate marketing. So I hope that this has helped you tremendously. Let me know in the comments below which of the methods that you are going to try and if this has been helpful for you. So this is Marini. Thanks again for tuning in to the Master Your Money podcast. And if today's episode has helped you, be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode and learning how to master your money. And I'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a review and share this podcast with your friends and family who are ready to build financial freedom too. And if you're ready to take the next step, visit me at virtuefinancialsolutions.org to learn more about my coaching programs, workshops, and resources to help you in your financial journey. Until next time, remember, you don't just manage your money, you master it.